What happens when the weakest hunter in the world is given the chance to become unstoppable? Today, we're diving deep into episode 1 of Solo Leveling, where Sung Jin-Woo's life takes a brutal turn inside a deadly double dungeon. Stay until the end, because this story is just getting started. Welcome back to Anime Archives, where we break down your favorite anime series, episode by episode. If you're new here, hit that subscribe button for more anime deep dives like this one. World setup and lore. The episode starts with a powerful introduction to the world of Solo Leveling. This is a universe where mysterious gates have started appearing across the planet, connecting our world to dangerous dungeons filled with deadly monsters. To protect humanity, some people awaken as hunters, humans with supernatural abilities who can fight these monsters and close the gates. The problem? Not all hunters are strong. Some are like Sung Jin-Woo, an E-rank hunter, the weakest possible rank. He can barely survive in the easiest dungeons, earning him the nickname, the weakest soldier. Despite this, Jinwoo keeps joining raids. Why? Because he needs the money. His mother is in a coma, an illness called eternal slumber, and he has a younger sister to support. So even if he gets injured every time, he pushes forward, driven by love for his family. In episode 1, Jinwoo joins a raid with other hunters. At first, it seems like a normal dungeon, a standard cleanup job. The hunters are confident, and even Jinwoo feels slightly at ease. Some teammates even mock him gently about always getting injured. But suddenly, things take a dark turn. The party stumbles upon a hidden passageway. Inside, a double dungeon. For those new to the anime, double dungeons are extremely rare and far more dangerous than regular ones. Without thinking, they decide to investigate further, drawn by greed and curiosity. This decision will change Jinwoo's life forever. The temple and the horror. Inside the double dungeon is a massive stone temple, filled with ominous-looking stone statues holding weapons and musical instruments. The atmosphere is chilling, and it's clear that something isn't right. The hunters find a giant statue sitting on a throne, towering over the room like a god. But instead of leaving, they venture deeper. Suddenly, the stone statues come to life. Without warning, the statues unleash a massacre, killing hunters one by one in brutal fashion. Arrows rain down, swords swing, and panic sets in. Despite being the weakest, Jinwoo doesn't freeze like some of the others. Instead, he frantically tries to solve the puzzle. There's an ancient rule to this room, and he quickly realizes it's not just about fighting. It's about survival and understanding the laws of the temple. Jinwoo tries to lead the survivors through the 3 commandments he figures out. 1. Worship the Lord, kneel to the giant statue. 2. Do not run, running triggers instant attacks. 3. Prove your faith, stand before the throne with courage. But time runs out. His comrades are either frozen in fear or already dead. In the final moments, Jinwoo sacrifices himself to save the remaining hunters, pushing one of them out of harm's way. As he lies severely wounded, Jinwoo reflects on how weak he's always been, but also on how hard he's tried to protect others, even at the cost of his own life. Then, something shocking happens. A blue pop-up window appears before him, just like in a video game interface. The screen says, "You have met all the conditions. Would you like to become a player?" Jinwoo, on the verge of death, is confused but instinctively accepts the offer. The episode ends on this intense cliffhanger, hinting that Jinwoo's reality is about to change drastically. The weakest hunter is about to break free from the normal rules of this world. Episode 1 gives us the perfect setup for one of anime's most epic glow-ups. Jinwoo's transformation is just beginning, and trust me, you won't believe how strong he's going to become. In the next episode, we'll dive into what happens after he accepts the player system. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to comment your favorite part of episode 1, and subscribe to the channel for more anime deep dives just like this. What would you have done inside that double dungeon? Comment below. Do you think Jinwoo can survive what's coming next? Welcome back to the Anime Archives, guys. Today, we're diving deep into Solo Leveling Season 1, Episode 3, one of the most exciting turning points in Jinwoo's journey. If you thought Episode 2 was intense, wait till you see how Jinwoo's life takes a massive shift after surviving the Nightmare Dungeon. So grab your snacks, sit tight, and let's break it down. Previously, Jinwoo barely escaped death inside the terrifying double dungeon, where even experienced hunters were wiped out, betrayed, broken, and left behind as bait. Jinwoo's fate seemed sealed. But in Episode 3, something incredible happens. Episode 3 opens with Jinwoo waking up in a hospital bed, bandaged and weak. But this time, things are different. Right in front of him hovers a glowing screen, like something ripped straight out of a video game. This is the first time we, the viewers, see the system in action. It's like a real-life RPG interface, and the message is clear. You have been chosen as a player. The system assigns Jinwoo daily quests, push-ups, sit-ups, squats, and running. But here's the catch. Ignoring these tasks comes with severe penalties. Jinwoo, still in disbelief, brushes it off at first. But suddenly, he's transported to a horrifying place called the Penalty Zone. It's a nightmare realm where grotesque monsters chase him relentlessly. This brutal experience forces Jinwoo to take the system seriously. Determined not to experience that hell again, Jinwoo completes his daily quests. Soon, the system rewards him. His stats, strength, agility, stamina, all begin to skyrocket. In a matter of days, his frail body starts bulking up. Even the hospital staff are shocked to see the once weakest hunter, now looking like a trained soldier. Cut to hospital staff whispering about Jinwoo's transformation. But it doesn't stop there. To test his new strength, Jinwoo enters a low-level dungeon alone. Before, even a goblin could have ended him. But now, he takes out goblins and dire wolves like a pro. His reaction speed and power have massively improved thanks to the system's rewards and his new training. And here's the most jaw-dropping moment. After clearing the monsters, the system informs him that he's leveled up. This shocks Jinwoo because in this world, hunters don't level up like in video games. Their abilities are usually fixed from the moment they awaken. But now, Jinwoo has what no one else seems to have, an actual level-up system inside his body. Episode 3 ends with Jinwoo stepping out of the dungeon, eyes filled with new determination. He realizes that he holds something that could change his entire destiny. From the weakest E-rank hunter to someone who could rise above all others. And that's the full breakdown of Episode 3. The transformation has officially begun. And trust me, things are about to get even crazier from here on out. Sung Jin-Woo dodged the attacks of the Red Wolf, reminding himself that he had already fought hard to stay alive. He stopped trembling, rushed forward, and punched the wolf in the face, sending it flying. This was the result of his focus on muscle strength. The battle continued, but since the wolf's jaw was stronger than his fists, Jinwoo had to dodge and retreat. He realized that to fight effectively, he needed a weapon imbued with magic. Just as the wolf was about to bite him, he pulled a sword from his inventory and sliced it in half. To his surprise, he now possessed Xian's leader's $3 million sword, something he could never afford. His wounds quickly healed, but then 2 more wolves appeared. Jinwoo tried to use his sword, but it got stuck in the ground. He managed to retrieve it just in time, using it to defeat one wolf with a kick to its body, while the other fled. After leveling up to level 2, his muscle strength improved. However, the monsters only dropped fangs, not magic stones, suggesting these dungeons were different from real-world gates. He sold the fang for 20 gold, but quickly faced another large pack of wolves. With his level increasing, he fought harder, determined to become stronger. Eventually, Jinwoo found a teleportation stone that could let him escape the dungeon, but he chose to press on. Meanwhile, Ji received a call about a dungeon break near her location. Jinwoo continued to face monsters, his sword chipped and body exhausted. At level 15, he felt stronger but was nearing the breaking point of his sword. He descended into an ancient ruin and faced Kasaka, the venomous king of the swamp. Despite the monster's tough scales, Jinwoo fought with all his might, using his muscle strength to break through its armor and eventually defeat it. After the victory, he leveled up and obtained valuable items. The dungeon reverted to its original state, teleporting him back to the station, where he was recognized as a hunter. At a nearby dungeon break, military and hunters were struggling against a boss. Ji, paralyzed by fear, was ineffective. But Jinwoo summoned his strength and hurled his broken sword at the boss, breaking through its defense. The hunters then defeated the boss with ease. One hunter was surprised by the power of Jinwoo's throw, but by the time they looked, Jinwoo had already disappeared, leaving Ji to watch him leave. If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe, and smash the notification bell so you don't miss episode 4's deep dive. Also, comment below, what do you think of Jinwoo's new powers so far? Would you take on a system like that? Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Welcome back to the channel, Hunters. Today we break down Solo Leveling Episode 5, where betrayal, mystery, and Jinwoo's transformation hit a whole new level. Let's dive right in. At the hospital, whispers fill the air. The nurses are amazed. An E-rank hunter, who once looked frail and scrawny, now sports a chiseled body, toned and sharp from intense training. Jinwoo's transformation isn't just shocking, it's turning heads. During visiting hours, a shy nurse can't help but blush as she nervously asks for his contact info. Jinwoo, unaware of her true intentions, assumes it's just for medical follow-ups and hands over his details. Meanwhile, the morning news features one of South Korea's elite S-rank hunters, Baek Yun-ho. With a single punch, Baek shatters a giant rock, his team standing calm amidst the chaos. The power of an S-rank hunter is no joke. Jinwoo's sister, Jin-ah, is in awe. Could her brother's sudden growth be part of a natural change? Or is there something more beneath the surface? Back to reality, Jinwoo is still struggling. A call from his landlord about overdue rent reminds him of his situation. As an E-rank hunter, Jinwoo can't enter high-level dungeons. limiting his income. Still, he uses his leftover stat points to improve his speed and intelligence, staying focused on his grind. A reassessment crosses his mind, but standing out is risky. Jinwoo heads to a construction site to join a team for a C-rank dungeon raid, but things feel off. To the team, he's just there to meet the minimum entry requirements. No healer, no loot share, just carrying gear and medicine. That's a red flag already. Then comes Jinwoo, a flashy D-rank hunter, all smiles and high-end equipment, promising to protect Jinwoo in this so-called S-rank Dungeon experience. The dungeon is darker than usual, and the entrance? Massive. The association confirmed it as C-rank based on readings, but everything screams danger. Then it happens. Ants, hundreds of them, descend from above. The team scrambles as the leader uses a provocation skill to draw them in, while others fight back. After clearing the swarm, Jinwoo notices something disturbing. The ants were already wounded, but not by their attacks. Something else, something stronger is in here. Deeper inside, they stumble upon a treasure trove, an enormous collection of mana ores. The leader dreams of power, but Jinwoo stays on edge. His instincts scream trap. No healer, no backup, and strange tension between team members. Then it happens. The leader seals the entrance behind them. A small explosion triggers, and Jinwoo instantly knows they've been set up. The boss awakens, towering and deadly. The team panics and scrambles to escape, but two hunters are left vulnerable. But Jinwoo isn't that same weak hunter anymore. Memories of his brutal survival in the nightmare dungeon flood back. He stays calm, tells Eugene to leave things to him, and pulls out Kakao's venom fang. Jinwoo's about to fight on his own terms. With betrayal in the air and a deadly boss standing before him, will Jinwoo survive this ambush? Or is this dungeon hiding even darker secrets? Smash that like button if you're hyped for Jinwoo's next move. Subscribe for more solo leveling breakdowns and comment below. Do you think this team just made a fatal mistake? See you in the next episode. After leaving Jinwoo and Jinho as bait, the traitorous hunters slip out through a secret ceiling passage. Their twisted plan? Let the C-rank spider boss kill them, then swoop back in to quietly steal the mana stones while the monster sleeps. And if that doesn't work, they'll abandon the dungeon entirely and rob Jinho of his high-end gear instead. Meanwhile, Jinwoo stands alone against the terrifying spider boss. Despite leveling up, he's still far from powerful. His blade barely scratches the beast's armored shell, while its attacks easily shatter solid rock. Fatigue builds. Jinwoo relies on his sword's special effects, paralysis and bleeding, to slow the monster down. Just as the spider's massive leg descends for the final strike, ding! A system notification grants Jinwoo a full recovery. Seizing the moment, he drives his sword into its eye, causing paralysis and heavy bleeding. With a flurry of brutal strikes, Jinwoo finally takes down the dungeon boss. Jinho watches in disbelief, wondering if Jinwoo somehow cheated his way through the hunter ranking system. The traitors return, smugly expecting a massacre, but are shocked to see both Jinwoo and Jinho alive. The leader tries to buy Jinho's loyalty, promising riches if he betrays Jinwoo. But Jinho refuses, standing firmly by Jinwoo's side. Enraged, they prepare to take both of them out. Just then, a deadly system message appears before Jinwoo. Kill the 6 people in front of you or face annihilation. The traitors strike first. The mage hurls Jinwoo into the wall, weakening him further. Backed into a corner, Jinwoo accepts the system's cruel order. When one traitor foolishly mocks him, Jinwoo responds instantly, decapitating him in one clean strike. Panic erupts. The hunters never expected the weakest hunter to become the nightmare. With terrifying precision, Jinwoo eliminates them one by one. The crossbowman and mage fall swiftly. Now only the leader remains. Convinced his C-rank abilities and steel-hardened body can withstand Jinwoo, he underestimates him badly. Jinwoo's strength has grown beyond anything the leader expected. Desperate, the leader offers bribes, then threats, mentioning his powerful younger brother. But Jinwoo is done listening. Before the leader can finish his sentence, Jinwoo ends him with a single, decisive strike. The quest is complete. Jinho, horrified by the brutal fight, struggles to keep his composure. Later, the dungeon supervisor grows suspicious. How could a D-rank and E-rank survive while a team of C-ranks perished? Spotting Jinho's elite equipment, she assumes he took down the boss. As a reward, Jinwoo unlocks the killing intent skill, capable of instilling fear in any enemy who crosses him. As they step out, Jinho thanks Jinwoo for saving his life. But Jinwoo's thoughts drift elsewhere. He's just grateful he insisted his sister take an umbrella that morning. It's raining. What did you think of Jinwoo's ruthless awakening? Smash that like button if you're loving this arc, subscribe for more solo leveling breakdowns, and comment below. Do you think Jinwoo's powers are evolving too fast? See you in the next one. Welcome back, everyone. In today's episode, we dive deeper into the world of Sung Jin-Woo, where secrets unravel, alliances are tested, and a brutal battle against a terrifying dungeon boss awaits. Let's break down Episode 7 and Episode 8. At the Hunter Association, Chief Woo receives a shocking report, a C-rank dungeon with only 2 survivors, D-rank Yu Jinho and E-rank Sung Jin-Woo. But here's the twist, they didn't just survive, they defeated the dungeon boss. Suspicious and intrigued, Chief Woo orders an investigation into these unusual hunters. Meanwhile, Jinwoo surprises his sister with fried chicken, a rare moment of warmth from him. But things get strange. As he relaxes with a beer, he realizes no matter how much he drinks, he feels nothing. The system inside him is nullifying the effects of alcohol. Later that night, Jinwoo unlocks a brand new skill, Blessing. But before he can dive deeper into it, Jinho calls. The next day, they meet at a cafe. Jinho has a bold proposal: form an attack team and complete 20 raids to qualify for a guild master's license. His father's guild is already in the works, but unless Jinho proves himself, the role will go to his older brother. To sweeten the deal, Jinho offers Jinwoo a whopping 30 billion won for joining him in 19 C-rank raids. But Jinwoo declines, sensing danger. As he walks away, Jinho hints at keeping Jinwoo's mysterious powers a secret, making Jinwoo hesitate. Meanwhile, across the city, Hwang Dongsu learns about the 2 survivors from the dungeon where his brother perished. Fueled by rage, he orders preparations for his return to Korea, seeking revenge. Back at the park, Jinwoo trains alongside his sister. While pushing past the limits of his daily quest, he triggers a hidden bonus. Completing the quest twice earns him a key to an S-rank dungeon and an elixir of life that can cure any illness, including his mother's coma. Determined to save his mother, Jinwoo steps into the S-rank dungeon, but waiting for him is Cerberus, the terrifying Hell Gatekeeper. His first attacks barely scratch the monster. He activates Murderous Intent, weakening Cerberus momentarily, but the beast counters with a devastating roar, nullifying Jinwoo's skills. The fight turns bloody. Cerberus rips off Jinwoo's arm. Desperate, Jinwoo quickly buys healing potions from the system shop and endures until Cerberus' rage fades. With everything on the line, Jinwoo targets Cerberus' weak points, launching a flurry of attacks. After a brutal exchange, he triumphs, slaying the monster and leveling up. As a reward, Jinwoo receives another mysterious key and the formula for the elixir of life. But it's not over yet. The ingredients are rare and dangerous to obtain. Jinwoo realizes he must grow stronger before facing what comes next. What will Jinwoo's next move be? Can he find the rare ingredients and save his mother? And what revenge does Hwang Dong-soo have in store? Stay tuned for episode 8. Welcome back to another thrilling episode as Sung Jin-Woo faces new challenges, old allies, and dangerous enemies. Secrets are revealed, alliances are tested, and the shadows of past mistakes loom large. Let's break down episode 8. Jinwoo checks his system and learns that the 3 ingredients required for the elixir of life are hidden inside the castle gate. But there's a catch. He needs to level up much more before he can even think about entering. At Pepe Cafe, Jinwoo finally agrees to Jinho's earlier proposal, but with a bold condition. They'll complete C-rank dungeons alone. Jinho protests, reminding him that C-rank raids require at least 8 hunters. Jinwoo, however, suggests recruiting just enough people, using a bare minimum strategy inspired by Dongwook. Reluctantly, Jinho agrees, taking on the task of recruiting and arranging gates. Meanwhile, S-rank hunter Cha Hae-in continues her training. A manager from Eugene Construction tries to recruit her for their new guild, but she firmly declines. Elsewhere, Jinho and his father discuss the cutthroat guild industry, with powerful guilds like Hunter, White Tiger, Reaper, Fame, and Knight monopolizing dungeon minerals. Eugene Construction decides it's time to step into the competition. But Jinho worries S-rank hunters might not always follow orders. He insists on proving his strength instead. Jinwoo realizes that his training no longer grants system rewards. Then, an emergency recruitment request pops up, and he accepts. Mr. Song, now a swordsmanship instructor, receives the same request. A student asks if he's retired, triggering memories of the tragic temple incident where he lost his arm. But Song refuses to quit. Mr. Kim, enjoying time with his family, also receives the request. Though his wife is concerned, Kim reassures her. This raid will be an easy one. At Hunter Guild headquarters, Choi Jong-in and Master Beck discuss the monster-overrun Jeju Island. They need more power to reclaim it. Cha Hae-in reports Eugene Construction's failed recruitment, further earning Choi's trust. Joo-hee still struggles with trauma from the temple raid. When her mother encourages her to come home, Joo-hee decides to give herself one more chance, just as she too receives the emergency request. A mysterious man makes a shady request, but the focus shifts as Mr. Song arrives at the dungeon site, shocked by Jinwoo's transformation. Jinwoo reunites with familiar faces Joo-hee, Mr. Kim, and Mr. Kang. Kim and Kang avoid his gaze, haunted by guilt over abandoning him. Joo-hee, however, is overjoyed to see him. A car pulls up, unloading criminals looking to reduce their sentences by participating in the raid. They're led by Kang Tae-shik, a B-rank hunter who assures the group he'll handle the situation. But Jinwoo senses something sinister and quietly warns Joo-hee to stay out. Still, she refuses. Before entering, Mr. Song, now team captain, apologizes to Jinwoo for the past tragedy that cost 7 hunters their lives. With tense hearts and hidden fears, the group steps into the unknown dungeon. Will Jinwoo protect his team this time? What is Kang Tae-shik really up to? And who sent the criminals? The answers await in the next episode. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more epic breakdowns. Inside the dungeon, chaos erupts. Mr. Song and his team witness prisoners easily tearing through goblins. While the prisoners thirst for more blood, Jinwoo stands calm, bored, even. His strength has grown, and Mr. Song can't help but be impressed. Welcome to episode 9 and 10. The group soon reaches a 3-way split in the dungeon. Tae-shik suggests, "Let's divide up." Jinwoo, already aware of where the boss lies, chooses a path, taking Mr. Song and Jei with him. Mr. Kim and Mr. Kang explore another route. But just before they separate, Tae-shik gives Jinwoo a sinister smile. Jinwoo's instincts flare. Something isn't right. The prisoners continue their rampage, slicing down monsters without hesitation. Tae-shik, watching them closely, smirks. "I wonder, would killing humans be just as easy for you?" Their answer? Cold indifference. Suddenly, we flash back. A grieving father, tears streaming down his face, begs Tae-shik to kill these prisoners. Revenge for what they did to his daughter, who took her own life. Tae-shik accepts, but not for money, for pleasure. Back in the dungeon, Mr. Kim and Kang stumble upon Tae-shik in the act, slaughtering the very prisoners they had allied with. Before they can react, Tae-shik turns. Slash. Kang is dead in an instant. Kim is left fatally wounded. Jinwoo arrives too late. Mr. Kim, blood pouring from his wounds, whispers, "Forgive me," and with that, he dies. Jinwoo, devastated, clenches his fists. Tae-shik steps forward, blade in hand. "You'll make a nice scapegoat. I'll say the prisoners ambushed us, and I'm the only survivor." Mr. Song intervenes, launching into battle, but he's no match. Even with Jai's healing, Tae-shik overwhelms him. Tae-shik sets his sights on Jai next. Jinwoo's power awakens, but as Tae-shik strikes, Jinwoo blocks the blow effortlessly. Eyes wide, Tae-shik gasps, "A second awakening?" Backstory reveal. Tae-shik recalls their first meeting at the hospital. He chuckles darkly. "You're different. Me? I kill humans because it's fun. Monsters get boring." Climactic battle. The dungeon trembles as their battle ignites. Clang, slash, flash. Jinwoo's speed matches Taeshik's every move. The system's notification pops up. Emergency quest. Eliminate the threat. Jinwoo strikes with a poison dagger. Taeshik's skin rots as poison eats away at him. But Taeshik vanishes, activating stealth mode. Jinwoo's eyes narrow. Confidently, he counters Taeshik's hidden attacks. Channeling murderous intent, Jinwoo pierces through the stealth, landing a fatal blow. As Taeshik collapses, gasping, "Who are you?" Jinwoo calmly replies, "I'm still figuring that out, but one thing's certain, I only grow stronger." Taeshik dies. Jinwoo claims his reward, stealth. Mr. Song and Jei, shaken but alive, thank Jinwoo. Jinwoo instructs them, "Leave the dungeon. I'll handle the boss alone." Outside, manager Woo learns of Taeshik's death. Shocked, he realizes, "He was under my watch." Meanwhile, Mr. Song credits Jei for saving them, but Woo isn't convinced. Jinwoo senses something. Woo's no ordinary manager. He's an A-rank hunter. As Mr. Song departs, one thought lingers in his mind: payback. With each battle, Jinwoo's power grows, but so does the darkness around him. What awaits him in the boss room? Like, comment, and subscribe for the next thrilling episode. We open with Jie revealing her plans to retire from the Hunter Association and return to her hometown. She shares a heartfelt moment with Jinwoo, inviting him to visit if he's ever in the area. Meanwhile, Woo brings alarming news. Dong-soo, the younger brother of the infamous Dong-suk, is now targeting Jinwoo and Jinho. Woo urges Jinwoo to flee the country, knowing the law can't touch S-rank hunters. But Jinwoo's answer? Get stronger. His resolve is now unshakable. Jinho quickly assembles a strike team for a C-rank dungeon, but Jinwoo insists on a two-man operation. The result? They breeze through the dungeon like it's nothing. Jinwoo's power is undeniable, and their hunger for more leads them to clear multiple dungeons in a row. Jinho pays each team member 3 million for their time, while Jinwoo keeps leveling up, unlocking new skills, and finally reaching the threshold for a critical system quest. Elsewhere, the White Tiger Guild grows suspicious. Why is Eugene Corporation buying C-rank gates at double the price? Manager connects the dots to Jinwoo, especially after Jinwoo's survival in 3 deadly incidents. Confronts Jinwoo and offers him a tempting deal to join the White Tiger Guild, promising higher rewards than Eugene. But Jinwoo flips the script, demanding a staggering 30 billion won to match Eugene's offer. Hesitates and Jinwoo walks away. Using his stealth skill, Jinwoo spies on and confirms he won't be exposed. Seizing the moment, Jinwoo sells 3 C-rank gates to at 200 million each. Realizes he's been outplayed but sees potential in keeping tabs on Jinwoo. As the episode ends, Jinwoo sets off towards his next challenge, stronger and more calculated than ever. And that's episode 10. Jinwoo is leveling up fast, making bold moves, and outsmarting everyone around him. What do you think will happen next? Drop your predictions in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon for more solo leveling breakdowns and anime content. Until next time, stay sharp, hunters. Welcome back to the world of Jinwoo, where danger and power go hand in hand. In Episode 11, Episode 12. Jinwoo steps into his most dangerous mission yet after reaching level 40. And trust me, this one's a roller coaster. After hitting level 40, Jinwoo receives a special job request. But there's a catch: the system restricts him, no healing potions and no full recovery. With no choice but to accept, he steps into an unfamiliar and ominous dungeon. The deeper he ventures, the more hostile it becomes. Suddenly, a massive armor-type monster appears. Jinwoo's usual attacks barely scratch it. Realizing he's outmatched, he unleashes his full strength, ripping it apart, but more are coming. Knights wielding both magic and stealth ambush him, pushing him to the brink. But despite the odds, Jinwoo rises above, defeating them all and claiming new gear, invisibility and unrestricted movement unlocked. With new powers in hand, Jinwoo steps into the Grand Throne Room. Awaiting him is the dungeon boss, Igris the Blood-Red. Igris strikes with lightning-fast speed, his blows shattering pillars like glass. Jinwoo dodges desperately, realizing brute strength won't be enough. Jinwoo ditches his dagger, and Igris does the same. But this only makes Igris faster and more deadly. Every second tests Jinwoo's limits until finally, with sheer grit, he catches Igris's blade, blinds him with a dagger strike, and lands the finishing blow to the throat. For his victory, Jinwoo earns 1.5 million gold. 2. Igris's S-rank helmet. 3. A powerful runestone. 4. And an instant teleportation stone. But this is far from over. Suddenly, multiple gates burst open, releasing an entire army of knights. Outnumbered and exhausted, Jinwoo activates his stealth to survive. But something's wrong. His stealth and intimidation skills have no effect. With the danger closing in, Jinwoo reaches for the teleportation stone. But a sudden strike forces him to dodge, sending the stone flying into the shadows. Trapped with no escape, Jinwoo prepares for the fight of his life. What will happen next? Will Jinwoo survive this impossible battle? Don't miss the next episode. If you enjoyed this breakdown, hit that like button, subscribe for more epic content, and comment below what would you do in Jinwoo's place. Episode 12 opens with Jinwoo in a dire situation. Trapped deep within a dungeon, he's surrounded, cornered by waves of relentless knights. His teleportation stone is missing and escape seems impossible. With nowhere to run, Jinwoo grips his weapons tightly, preparing himself for a fight that may very well be his last. Each clash drains him further. His stamina is running out and the odds are overwhelmingly against him. Just when defeat seems inevitable, the system intervenes. Due to not completing his daily quest, Jinwoo is forcefully teleported to an unfamiliar place, the penalty zone. The penalty zone is a strange and ominous realm. Here, Jinwoo quickly tends to his wounds, using potions from the store to recover. But the respite is short-lived. Giant, monstrous centipedes emerge from the shadows, their pincers clicking hungrily. Yet, Jinwoo is undeterred. Channeling his sharpened skills and battle instincts, he defeats them swiftly and efficiently. With the centipedes vanquished, Jinwoo uses his remaining time to strategize. He visits the system store, purchasing a powerful new weapon, the Night Killer Dagger. Along with this, he unlocks a brand new ability, Ruler's Hand, a telekinetic power that allows him to manipulate objects from a distance, further enhancing his versatility. Fully recharged and better equipped, Jinwoo returns to the dungeon, ready for round 2. This time, the knights are no match for him. He cuts through them effortlessly with the Night Killer Dagger, turning the tide of battle in his favor. But the enemy adapts. Magician Knights begin summoning reinforcements, opening portals for more soldiers to enter the fray. Jinwoo quickly shifts his focus, taking down a Magician Knight and forcefully shutting one of the portals. Yet the magicians are far from finished. They summon a towering giant golem, a creature of immense power and size. Jinwoo dodges its crushing attacks with precision, targeting the remaining magicians first. One by one, they fall, weakening the golem's magic until it collapses under Jinwoo's final blow. With the dungeon cleared, Jinwoo completes his quest, but the true reward is yet to come. A new notification flashes across Jinwoo's system interface. Shadow Extraction unlocked. This rare and powerful ability allows him to summon and control the shadows of fallen enemies, bending them to his will. The system assigns him a new class, Necromancer, a summoner of the undead. At first, Jinwoo is surprised by this sudden shift, but soon realizes the immense potential. His shadow army will grow with each battle, each conquest. As his powers surge, the system bestows him with an even greater title, Shadow Monarch, and bonus stat points to mark this evolution. Jinwoo wastes no time. He raises the shadows of the fallen knights, creating his first loyal Shadow Knights. But one challenge remains: the formidable Red Knight commander, Igris. Jinwoo attempts to extract Igris's shadow, but fails. The commander's strength and lingering will resist the process. Refusing to give up, Jinwoo tries again, this time speaking directly to Igris's soul. Moved by Jinwoo's determination and respect, Igris's shadow finally responds. Igris rises, retaining his name and former glory, becoming Jinwoo's most powerful shadow yet. With his new powers, a loyal shadow army, and the legendary Igris by his side, Jinwoo ascends to his rightful place as the Shadow Monarch. And so, the season ends on a high note, marking the beginning of Jinwoo's reign as the Shadow Monarch and setting the stage for even greater battles to come. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this episode breakdown, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more epic content like this. Until next time.